Nebraska has seen a lot of transfer movement over the past couple hours. A bunch of brand new Huskers have entered the portal. So in today's video, I'm going to go over every single guy who is leaving, what this means for Nebraska going forward, and the impact of all of this. And then I'm going to give you a last-second update around Charmar Brown. When can we expect a commitment? He's moved it back. Cal is surging late, but Nebraska still has a chance here. I'm going to give you a brand new update. So we have a lot to talk about. Before we get into it, please hit that like button. And really quick, if you support the channel, we're the only channel that you can get daily Nebraska football content, transfer portal updates, recruiting updates. So listen, if you're a Husker fan and you're not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Please hit that subscribe button. Join this family. But without further ado, let's get into it, talking about all the news. I just want to start things off with the players who have entered the transfer portal from Nebraska. Now, it was announced late last night that third-year offensive lineman Grant Seagren has entered the transfer portal. Now, this is a little bit of a loss for the Huskers. This was a guy that Matt Rhule constantly hyped up, whether that was last offseason or this offseason. He was in the 2 deep last year. He was a former walk-on coming in from Oakland Craig. And when he did get on the field last season, he actually played really, really well. It's actually kind of surprising to me. So Grant Seagren was a guy the coaching staff really liked, but at the end of the day, he probably wasn't going to get on that 2 deep this year. The offensive line depth has got a lot better. So Grant Seagren enters the portal. Now, it should be mentioned that the door is still open for him to return. He's a kid, again, from the state of Nebraska, but he's just doing this in case the 105 is actually implemented. But the rumor on the street is that the 105 is going to be grandfathered in with the House settlement, which means it's not going to be fully implemented this year, which means Nebraska's not going to actually have to cut any of these guys. But again, that's not official yet. We're still waiting to see what happens there with the 105. But Grant Seagren enters the portal. He already got an offer from Washington State, so he's going to get some legit interest. That was a guy that Nebraska really liked from a depth standpoint. So obviously, the offensive line depth definitely takes a hit here. A couple other guys entered the portal this morning. Former 4-star tight end Ian Flint is no longer with the program, going into his second year. Again, he was a guy just who never moved the needle, right? He was a blocking tight end at best. Didn't get on the field in year one, wasn't even close, really wasn't making any noise in year two this spring. They moved him to D-line. So listen, Ian Flint, not a loss. You can wish him the best of luck, guy who I kind of like coming out of high school, but no longer with the team. David Borchers, offensive lineman, enters the portal. That was a former walk-on. No big deal there. He played in the scrimmage and did not look very good, so I'm not mad about that. Wide receiver Hayes Miller enters the portal. That was another walk-on. He played on Saturday and did not look very good to me. So again, that was predicted. Both those guys were predicted not to be on the team this year anyways. And then the last one, which was a scholarship player, is corner Evan Taylor going into his second year. That's somebody that was an Evan Cooper recruit. I already told you guys, like, these Evan Cooper recruits, they were very dicey, right? They weren't the best in the world. They weren't high 4-stars or anything like that. Evan Cooper felt like he was a recruiting guru and he could just find these diamond in the roughs. And at the end of the day, recruiting just doesn't work like that. So Evan Taylor, while I did like his upside, and he was, 6'2", he was a good athlete, right? Super fast. He's just dealt with injury throughout his career and just never really had a fair shot. So he's going to leave and go to a different program. So those are all the players that left. Again, I still expect some more DBs to leave. Could see a couple defensive linemen leave. So again, they have just a couple days. I'm not sure really how it works because the portal's closed, but Nebraska's spring practice just ended, so I think they still have an opportunity to enter if they really want to. Again, not sure all the rules in that. Again, the rules are changing every day. It's just crazy to follow with the House settlement and everything that's going on. College football is changing very, very quickly. So I expect some more movement by the end of the week. All right, let's talk Charmar Brown because this situation just has been nuts over the past 24 hours. Of course, it was reported by me, Sean Callahan, the entire On3 team, the entire Rivals team, that Charmar Brown was going to commit yesterday, and it was going to be down to Nebraska or Miami. Now, of course, he did not commit yesterday, so what happened? Well, I can tell you for a fact that called him up about noon o'clock yesterday and gave him basically an NIL offer that he could not refuse. It was far above what they were offering previously. It was far above Miami's offer even, and it was definitely way above Nebraska's offer. So Cal did offer him that package, and there were some rumors that he committed to Cal. We've seen some crystal balls that came in for Cal. But the one thing that I'll emphasize to you guys is that this recruiting process is not over. If he was committed to Cal, he would have announced last night. He didn't. So that tells you that Nebraska's still in this process. They're still doing work behind the scenes. I don't know what they're negotiating, but they want this guy. They're not going to go down without a fight. They're not going to say, oh, Cal, you offered more money, we're just going to go out. Like, no. They want Charmar Brown. They understand how valuable he is. So, listen, I know a lot of people are freaking out. Oh, he's going to Cal. It's guaranteed. He might go to Cal, and the odds are that way, but it's not over. Again, I would expect Nebraska to still be aggressive here, still try to land him. You know, this is just my interpretation. He liked Miami and Nebraska the most. He liked Nebraska the most, Miami, and then Cal. Cal obviously offered the amount of money that they did, and that's really hard to turn down. But in his heart of hearts, he doesn't want to go to Cal. because they're a coaching staff that's on the hot seat. They already brought in 2 running back transfers, one from NC State who's going to start, one from UTSA. So again, they're just trying to add bodies. Listen, I just feel like he does not want to go to Cal. It's not really the place that he wants to be. But when you're a kid and you get all that money, and that's way above what Nebraska's offering, it's really hard to say no to. So listen, I think he's just kind of figuring out still, talking with his family, talking with some people that he's close to. I could see an announcement today. I could see an announcement later this week at this point. But I truly believe that he wants to be at Nebraska. He maybe even wants to be at Miami more than Cal. The problem is when you're being offered, that much amount of dollars, it's really, really hard to turn down. Really hard to turn down. It's like, for example, I'll just give you an example. It's like if you're trying to get a job and you have a job that you really want to get, and that's your dream job, but you're getting paid $500,000 or $50,000 a year. Whereas there's a job that you would absolutely hate, you really don't want to go there, you're getting paid $150,000 a year. You're probably going to take that higher paying job. So that's just my example there, but we will see what happens with the Charmar Brown situation. I would just tell you it's not over. It's not over. There's the narrative that, Cal just swooped in here last second. If that was the case, he would have already committed. So we will see. All right, guys, want to give you that quick update. Let me know your thoughts down below. Hey, if you made this part of the video, you know what to do. Hit the like button and subscribe. As always, folks, go Metal, and I'll see you in the next one.